Gemini, this is your 2014 horoscope with me, Lada from astrolada.com. For anyone who has their Ascendant, Sun or Moon in Gemini, and always check the Ascendant sign prediction, you get so much more precise, tangible effects, and the Moon sign prediction as well, because it's the emotional focus for the year for you. And then least out look at the Sun sign, but also check the degree and sign of the Sun and the Ascendant, because often I may mention those Moon degrees, those Ascendant degrees as well, and you can find them on my birth chart calculator at astrolada.com. So what does 2014 hold for you, Gemini? The tendency from last year is developing till July for Jupiter staying in your second house. Wherever Jupiter transits, this is where we have expansion and growth. This is where we have development and positive opportunities coming to us. This is God's blessing coming to us from above, and we don't have to try so hard. You know, somehow things arrange themselves. They become a bit more lucky. We become more lucky in that area of life. And with Jupiter in the second house, particularly for Gemini Ascendants, they will have, and to a lesser degree, the Sun and Moon, but still they can feel it a bit more. They can feel it a little bit, but the Ascendant for sure, this is where the tangible results are. And Gemini will have financial increase because Jupiter is in the second house. And the second house is house of financial stability, of the things that make us feel secure, and the things that make us feel valuable and treasured. So such person can feel great sense of joy this year to around July 2014 from actually taking care of their material possessions. Somehow they'll have more intuition and more insightfulness what to do with their financial resources, how to deal with them better, where to invest them better. Trust this luck within you. Also, some of you can buy and can acquire more possessions, or can acquire more financial stability in their life. And it doesn't always have to be possessions, the thing that make us feel stable and valuable, and it's not always money. For most people it is, and often they would attract that as well. But the underlying reason is that we start feeling more valuable because we become more nurturing. We can take better care of our families and of ourselves physically and financially, and because of that we feel more valued. We feel more like there is an increase of our self-appreciation and self-esteem towards ourselves, and of other self-appreciation and esteem towards ourselves, because of the value we can deliver, because of the good things that we can take care of others and we can give to our family. Usually financial, you know, usually if we can deliver financially, feel worthy. But this is a great time till the middle of July to improve your sense of worthiness and sense of value, and to love yourself somehow more. And it's a great time to spend with family and those nearest and closest to you, because the second house is the house of family. So something good will be happening with your nearest, dearest, also your best friends, the ones that you consider as part of your family, the people that support us, that make us feel valued and treasured. You can really, you know, good things can come to you through such close-knit networks of close family and friends, and that make you feel supported and stable. And also you can also feel quite good about yourself by giving more nurturance and attentions to those people that make you stable in life, that make you feel secure. So Jupiter in the second house improves our financial security, our material security, our sense of solidness and groundedness and worth within ourselves. And thankfully, hopefully money as well, usually it comes. And then Jupiter moves into your third house from the middle of 2014 till the middle of 2016. So the growth starts happening in regards to your communications, not only with your closest and nearest and dearest, but with the more people outside of your circle. The people, third house is all contacts and communications and exchange of information. So all of a sudden you start opening more to the world. You become more busy, more communicative. In the second part of 2014, you'll be much more busy getting involved with teammates, co-workers, like people that are around, you know, like playmates. Third house rules playmates, siblings, teammates, co-workers, all this kind of people that you cooperate with on a daily basis, that in your daily environment, but not your family, not your closest and nearest and dearest and 2-3 friends. But from when Jupiter moves into the third house, your relationship with those people, third house people, you know, teammates, playmates, you know, relatives, neighbors, the people people that you go out having, that you do interesting things with, because third house rules your interest as well, your hobbies. So the people that you go out drinking with, the people you might go partying with, not your immediate 2-3 friends, but your wider circle of usually of acquaintances, of people that you network with. And this will expand when Jupiter transits your third house. So your communication expands as well. People who are in the community, your interaction with those people become more abundant. So also something good can be happening into the life of your siblings, into the life. You can get better cooperation, and you can create some better projects when you teammate and team up with other people. And third house is communication and exchange of information. So this area of your life will get very busy. You'll feel inspired. You'll feel more curious about life on the whole. You want to learn new things. When Jupiter transits the third house, this is when people get more adventurous, and it's in an inspirational way, not like someone telling you have to learn to scuba dive, you know, you have to learn to speak French. No, you would want to do it. Jupiter is this inner inspiration that will come from the middle of 2014 for you. And you'd learn something new. Maybe you can be able to expand your social circle as well. You can maybe join Twitter or Google Plus or whatever. All those social networks is third house. So you can get very active if you have some kind of business on the internet. If you have some kind of business which includes a lot of communications, writing, and mental exchange of information, like journalism, like writing, like reports making, like I know, marketing, advertising. All these can blossom when Jupiter is in the third house. So anything which is connected to education can also have a boost from the second part of 2014 till the middle of 2015, and study something new. Again, you can go to university or start a new course, which will be very beneficial for you later, and learning new skills in particular, which can be useful for you as well to initiate something. Let's see, where is Saturn? Because wherever Saturn is, this is where we work very hard with. Not like with Jupiter, things come by inspiration. Saturn makes us do it, because otherwise the things start going wrong there, or we start feeling bad about it, or there is some crisis in that house, so we have to plow through it and sort out the issues there. So Saturn is the hard taskmaster. And 2013, it was in your 6th house. It continues into 2014, and for some of you, this can be, you can start noticing it now. Some of you already noticed it in 2013. And the 6th house is the house of daily routines, first of all. And Saturn there is very serious about those things. You really want to put more order and structure into your life. This is one of the most important things that will be happening for Gemini in 2014. And maybe 2013 they felt it, so they're putting more order, especially Gemini Ascendant, more order, more efficiency, more systematic, orderly regimes in their life, whether it's with their job that they do, their daily routines, or their health regimes, because 6th house rules anything that can go and break down because we haven't maintained it properly, or we haven't done it efficiently, or we haven't taken proper care of it. Anything that can go wrong will. Tangible, material, practical things. And Saturn, if you don't take care of those things, things start falling apart, things start breaking down. Things maybe become too unsustainable, too burdenous, too outdated. So Saturn makes sure that in 2013 you will correct those regimes, those structures in your life, those systems that that can alleviate your workload a lot, that can make things much easier down the road once you sort them out in 2013. And 6th house is the house of service, so a lot of work for a lot of you. A lot of Gemini will feel like so much pressure for the work they have to do, and a heavy workload of problem-solving responsibilities mostly, because 6th house is the house of problems. Anything can go wrong, And I'm not saying relationships and things like that, but more practical things. Something will break, or you will be confronted with a lot of moments where you have to solve problems. And this is what Saturn is trying to develop when it's transiting your 6th house, which is sometimes a difficult influence because it makes those problems come to the surface. Things that are not productive, which are not efficient, start, you know, being really a sore stone in your, a pebble in your shoe or whatever, till you sort it out systematically. And often Saturn gives a lot of repetitive work, a lot of working behind the scenes and doing something over and over and over till you perfect. But it's great for people who are trying to perfect their skills, who are trying to improve on something they're doing, because Saturn gives you the perseverance to do something repetitive, to plow through, you know, and to solve and to fix things that are not working so well. So it's also a great time for starting a workout regime. You might not feel inspired towards it, but you will feel the consistency and the self-discipline to do it. You might be forced into it because of health issues, because of chronic issues coming up with it on you, because Saturn is chronic issues, and Saturn is anything which is under, like hypoglycemia or you know, not enough, not sufficient, something that is connected in the body system is not sufficient, maybe hormone levels drop, or maybe some kind of a, you know, some hypothyroid, you know, or anything which is like lower red blood cells, anything, such kind of diseases, or not diseases, such kind of wear and tear can start happening into the body. So this is a very appropriate time. Especially those of you who have the ascendant in Gemini, they can feel it most strongly, that the body demands that you pay attention and you start taking better care of it, and that you structure your regimes more efficiently so you can take better care of the problems at home, or the problems that you have to fix in your life, but starting from the health, going into your other regimes. Okay, let's see. And also, 6th house is the house of antagonism, is the house of enemies. So you might find yourself in situations where you're more antagonized by others, where there is more tension between you, and where these really kind of culminate and start to seethe, and you can no longer avoid such kind of enmity with you and another person. But Saturn there makes you a tough cookie. It wants to toughen you in the face of all those annoying 6th house things, which is like fixing problems, which is arguments, which is improving, you know, something broken or unhealthy. So there is a lot of focus for Gemini in making those things work. And thankfully Saturn gives you the strength to deal with these, and gives you the no nonsense, no bullshit attitude, trying to avoid it. Just, you know, just face on and deal with those things, and you can even smash through your enemies in your life by, you know, by just being tough and being hard. This is what Saturn influences. Okay, let's see what's happening. Rahu and Ketu are the two planets. They're not planets, they're the moon's nodes, but they're the most karmic influences. They're wherever they're changing signs now from February 2014, and they make big changes in whatever house they go through. Rahu is the dragon's mouth, which is insatiable, which wants to eat more and take more and develop whatever house it's triggering for about a year and a half of its transit. And for Gemini, it's going to be triggering the 5th house of their uniqueness. So people, it's basically, they will develop a lot this house by basically becoming more voracious, more driven, more excited almost, to find out of who their true calling is, to find out that developing their creative talents. If you're creative in any way, or if your job is connected to anything creative, when Rahu transits your 5th house, you become doubly so. You can become so productive in regards to creative things. Or 5th house rules your children, and Rahu there is a foreign influence. So you might, some of you might adopt children, for instance. Some of you, if you already, or even get pregnant, because Saturn get things moving, whatever. Not Saturn, sorry, Rahu, the dragon's mouth. Get things moving, a surprise there, you know, with pregnancy. when it transits the 5th house. Or 5th house is your children existing already, your relationship with them and their life. And when Rahu transits them, they can have some developments, like very tangible developments and changes in their life happening. So you have to help them in that area. Or this becomes a very potent part of your consciousness, and some big changes in the life of your children. Maybe children leading away, or maybe a new child coming to your life, or maybe children, you know, trying to find job and finding job, or children marrying. Some big shift in their life that happens, which will usually, the North Node develops things for the good, you know, develops them more abundance, usually more ambition, more success, and into the area where they pass, so usually into the life of your children. And also your own creativities, your own expand your own creative ideas and ingenious. A person can become almost brilliant because Rahu is this insatiable mouth that just wants more and more and more there, so it can generate more and more brilliant ideas into your head while it's transiting in the 5th house. It's an interesting position, you know. And at the same time, the dragon's tail, Ketu, is always opposite, so it's triggering your 11th house. And the 11th house, wherever Ketu transits, you're letting go of that house. And the 11th house is what others think of you, is what society thinks, it's what the social order is. It's the 11th house is the opinion of what society demands from a person if they want to accept him, your peer group, whether it's your society or your peer group or the people that you want to be accepted. And you're starting to let go of such attachments in 2014, Gemini, and part of 2015. So some of you might detach from friends, from social circles that are no longer valid in their life, and focus towards Rahu in the 5th house, doing their own unique things, bringing out their own individual geniusness and uniqueness and talents, and sticking up to what is their true, what they want to do and who they are, rather than following the dictates of friends, of society, the 11th house. So the tail, you let go of the 11th house things, you let go of social stigmas or of social restrictions, you let go of some of your friends, very likely. It's not always, the 11th house is not so much the close friends that you're really close to you, like the 2nd house, which we talked about. It's more like the social circle that you move in. So you might abandon certain groups and organizations, or certain people you're connected ideologically with, and let go of them, and just focus and do your own things, which is the 5th house area. And it's also can be very romantic periods, because 5th house is the house of the heart chakra, and when it starts spinning, people usually fall in love, and Rahu there makes things a bit wild. So some romantic experience with foreigners, because Rahu rules foreign influences, with more exotic people with different cultural background, different status than you. Like Rahu can really stir things up in regards to your 6th house and make things move and shake a little bit more there. But it can be erratic as well, it's not fully stable. And I just want to give you some dates. Those of you who are born from the 25th till the 31st of May, or those of you who have their Ascendant or their Moon from around 4 till 8-9 degrees in Gemini, they have Neptune transit. And you can find out what a Neptune transit is. Neptune transit basically will, I'm not going to talk long about it, but it can really disfocus you and dismotivate you, spiritualize you a lot, but make you a little bit like, oh, walking in the fog, like not having too much motivation. It dissolves the ego, Neptune. It dissolves the focus. It puts you in a bit of a fog. So then you can let go and let God, and you can hear my videos. I'm putting a link if you're born on those days. So if you have a Moon on Ascendant from around 4 to 8-9 degrees in Gemini, click on those videos to hear exactly what the Neptune transit will bring to you. And if you want to see particularly for your life what will happen in 2014, I have in my birth chart calculator, here is the link. You can type in your time and place of birth, and when you get the chart, scroll down, because below you see all your planetary influence particularly specifically for you. No one else in the world will have the same planetary influences as you for the year 2014, 15 and 16, for 3 years ahead, and you can watch and listen to those videos of what is about to happen in your life. Thank you very much, Gemini.